Hello everyone, my name is Jessica and today we are going to be cooking Chinese American style beef and broccoli. We're going to be making it the same way that the Chinese takeout places make, at home, easy and affordable. The first thing we're going to do is marinating our beef. This is a London broil that I found on clearance. I advise you to use probably the cheapest cut of meat that you can find for the beef, as long as it is you cut it against the grain. It doesn't matter what you use, because the secret to tenderizing the beef that they use for using really cheap beef cuts in the Chinese restaurant is baking soda. We're gonna add a teaspoon of baking soda to our meat and let that marinate for half an hour. So this is the first step of our meat marinade. Next, I'm gonna come in with a couple teaspoons of cornstarch. That's gonna help give it that silky feeling that you get from Chinese takeout. We're gonna put a little bit of vegetable oil. Please don't use olive oil or sesame oil because it is gonna have too strong of a flavor. I like to use the recipe from thewalksoflife.com. We're going to link it in the description. And the last component of this marinade is going to be oyster sauce. This one that has like children smiling on a boat it's like a mom and a son or something, is much better than the one with the panda, because Lee Kum Kee has two different like oyster sauces that are available at the grocery store, and I was told this one's better and they sell it at Costco, so I started buying this one and I like it better. The only thing is the bottle is really tall, so it's hard to store. If you are allergic to shellfish, because this contains actual oysters, look for a vegan or like a mushroom-based oyster sauce. I'm not gonna give like, obviously vegetarian substitutes, because why are you making beef and broccoli if you're vegetarian? Guess you can just make broccoli if you like the sauce. Oh, I forgot the water. They told me to put a little bit of water. That's gonna get things going. Gonna get this coated, and we are going to let this sit while our rice cooks. Because once everything is assembled, the stir fry is gonna go really quick. That sounds gross, doesn't it? Okay, next I'm gonna be getting our rice started in the Instant Pot. Where's my measuring cup? I have 2 cups of washed rice in my Instant Pot. This is long grain rice. Jasmine is my favorite, but this is cheaper. This is like Dollar Tree rice that I got from the food bank. I'm gonna put equal parts rice, 2 cups of rice, 2 cups of water, and I usually like my rice a little bit moister, but there already is some water from washing the rice. I'm gonna put it on high pressure for 3 minutes, natural release for 10. Come back when the rice is done. Okay, while the rice is cooking and the meat is marinating, we're gonna prep our vegetables. These are just some Costco broccoli florets. I don't like to cut broccoli because the little flower things get way too messy, so I just rip them if there's any larger pieces. I rip the stem so we don't have to deal with these going everywhere. And next I'm gonna be prepping the carrots. Please find the biggest, ugliest carrots you can find. I already washed them, and I'm gonna give them a peel. Here we save our carrot peels and stems, and I put them in a bag in the freezer. So when I have enough of them, we can make some chicken stock, beef stock, pork stock. My coworker thinks it's weird that I put carrots in my beef and broccoli, but the takeout place I always went to growing up did, and I liked it. So, you know, comment down below if beef and broccoli has carrots or not in your opinion. The recipe says to blanch them first because these are pretty hard vegetables. So I like to actually microwave my vegetables for stir fries. I'm just gonna get these processed, and I'm gonna put them in this earthenware, like ceramic bowl. I'm gonna do that instead of blanching them because this is a lot easier than dealing with a giant pot of water. Okay, the rice is done and I have moved it onto somewhere else because we don't have enough counter space. My wok is preheating and we're gonna get that smoking. I've added some water to my bowl of vegetables, and we are going to nuke that for a couple minutes while we assemble the sauce. Over here, I've got a little bowl with my aromatics, so it's ready to go. Yes, I use pre-minced garlic and ginger. You can get as angry as you want about that in the comments, but I think it's most efficient for this application. For our wok, I'm going to be using some reused fry oil, because I strain off my oil every time I fry something, and I don't believe in wasting stuff. I'm going to put a decent amount of oil in the wok, and we're going to get that really smoking hot. As soon as the vegetables are done, we're going to drain them, and I'm going to heat this little cup of water to make our chicken stock for the sauce. It needs to be hot, or warm at least, to dissolve our sugar and our chicken powder. My chicken powder is probably at least 60% instant ramen packets at this point, which is fine because this dish will only get better with MSG. My coworker actually gave me this wok when I was working downtown San Francisco. She said that they never used it and her husband wouldn't let her donate it because it was too nice. So he agreed to drive out to the vaccination clinic we were working at and give me this wok. And I just looked like an insane person with this giant wok, like walking around to my car. Hot, hot, hot. Trying to coat the sides of my wok. The carbon steel wok, I actually don't wash it. Every time I cook with it, I just kind of wipe it down with a paper towel and I re-season it with oil. And everything has to be in its place because this is going to happen really fast. Our sugar, a fat teaspoon of chicken powder. It says to use low sodium chicken broth, but I'm going to go full sodium here because I don't have any dark soy sauce. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back with the oyster sauce. You gotta do this while it's hot. Is this oyster sauce will not want to dissolve. I'm gonna crank this up pretty much to max heat. White pepper, you're gonna ask me, can you use black pepper? No. Well, you can, but it will not be the same. White pepper has a very unique flavor and aroma that is essential if you want that Chinese takeout experience. First thing in, garlic and ginger. Oh shit. Go with the Shaoxing wine. They say you should put this on the outside to get it steamy. My order of operations is probably not so authentic, but I've got everything in. I'm gonna put the sauce in last after our meat gets some color, because if you put the sauce in too early, it's going to steam the meat and it's gonna be like kind of a yucky color. You're gonna have like gray boiled steamed beef, which is not very appetizing. If you don't have a wok turner for your wok, you're messing up. It's a game changer. When I was a kid, my grandpa noticed that I like beef and broccoli from Chinese takeout places, and he wanted to be nice and make beef and broccoli at home. But what he did was he just put some beef, some like steak cuts, so like pieces of steak, so he cut it with the grain, which is a no-go, you shouldn't do that. He got some broccoli, carrots, and brown gravy mix, like from a packet, and it was so gross. Like, I tried to eat it, but I just couldn't. Sorry, Grandpa. Let's add our sauce. And if we want it a little thicker, we can add a little cornstarch slurry. But I'm not sure if I want to do that yet. I love this thing. Like, if I had to lose a hand, I think I would want it replaced with this. Like, instead of a pirate hook, I would want a wok turner, because I feel like you can still do everything you can. Like, if I had to lose both hands, I would have a wok turner and tongs so I could still grab stuff. But I just feel like there's so many uses to this, and I could just like stir fry stuff all day long, like the hash sling slasher. This is a little soupy. I think I will add a little cornstarch slurry. The trick with the cornstarch slurry is it has to be cold. The reason you slurry it is because, oh shit. If I just dropped cornstarch into that sauce, you just get a lump of nasty cooked cornstarch to be dissolved in some water first. Cook this a little bit longer to get out the raw flour taste, and it will be done. There we go, a quick, easy, inexpensive, and moderately healthy Chinese takeaway dinner at home. I actually forgot the sesame oil, but I threw it on the end, which is fine because you actually don't want to overheat your sesame oil or else it'll have a burned, nasty taste. But I am very excited to dig into this. Let's get a bite with some rice, some meat. This is so good. Tastes just like takeout. Can't wait for you to try this. Like, subscribe, and comment for more videos. Bye. Wanna try him?